let's address this question. This is not something that we always talk about as frequent, right? But a lot of people, I think, and myself included sometimes, I'll be like, yeah, I really want this, or I want, Kiko knows, I want the tumbler, or I want some sort of other vehicle or creature or whatever. But then when the time comes, do you actually support it? And one example I want to give is this. Let's see how collectors do feel about this, because I think a lot of people for the longest time, I saw comments here and there. It's not like the Mark 46 or anything, but I saw a lot of people saying here and there, oh, we want a do-back, we want a tauntaun, we want things like that. But are you going to support it? Let's see, because this is a big motherfucker here. This is almost, from what I remember on the website, 31 inches in depth. Again, that's fucking huge. That's a huge piece. And this thing is not too crazy. It's like a little under $500, but it's a Star Wars atmospheric piece, but it's a very universe building piece, but it's not like an integral character, right? It's the do-back. So I'm wondering if do we support large vehicles and do we support large creatures? Because Hot Toys does give them to us. We all said we wanted the N1, right? But would we support the N1? That's the question, because we all say that, but would we actually? And Kiko, I want to ask you that. I mean, here's another example, the Batmobile. I think a lot of people did support this one, but I guess we're going to find out when the time comes, when they're ready to ship. Kiko, do you think collectors follow up on their word here? Do we really want what we say we want?
Some of y'all are some punk bitches. That's what it comes down to, is that people talk the biggest game until it's showtime, and then you puss out. And that's a shame, because these are some really special pieces. Will, you even said, man, I need the tumbler. You know, you saw the DeLorean in person. You saw this Batmobile in person, things like that. These are special pieces, but they are big. And for the people that's like, oh, because Jazz Inc. is notorious. You think you're going to make this, and they send it out there, and it's the most ridiculous, like, giant thing ever. It's like, I would really love a 6 scale. Just today, it was a picture of George Lucas himself standing next to essentially a 1/6 AT-AT, model from the film. And it's like, just giving you ideas, Jazz. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. When knowing that these people aren't going to buy it. But I am a man of my word. Do-back is pre-ordered. It's ready to go there, because I do not mess around. When I say I'm going to do it and I support it, I believe it, because I know that this is something that I want, because it's an OG piece. It's a creature. Creatures are different than speeders. I think speeders are lame to a degree. I got plenty of them. Don't worry. I've supported that cause too.
Well, they're kind of like a little plasticky.
Yeah, but I love my Blurg. I love all my big vehicles, but I'm just done with speeders. But I wanted to support this. But all the people that said, oh, we need the N1, we need the Justice Mobile, do you really? Because even going back like I kind of came around on like, okay, you need to really limit what some of these are going to be, because when the Batwing from Jazz Inc. came out and it was like literally like the size of my car, I'm like, this is ridiculous, because where are you it's a work of art. Let's not get that wrong. The amount of people that can display that properly is not going to be realistic, because I saw so many people like literally just like jam it into like the side of their wall. I'm like, you're destroying this piece of art that needs to be appreciated. So all that to say, do not get these if you can't display them. And I know that's like, well, don't tell me what I can do with my display. I'm just telling you, is like, if you want these, yes, support them. And I think you should, because I think they're really cool. But make sure when you do, put it out there. But if you're going to be out there, like Mark Attack right now said, I would get a Bantha. You better. If it goes for pre-order, I want to see your pre-order confirmation, because those are cool. Yes, I want the Tauntaun. I want the Bantha too. But yeah, you got to put up or shut up on some of these things. But I think a lot of people are a lot of talk.
Well, I mean, look, dude, these are fucking awesome pieces, but they're big and they're expensive. So, and I've run polls on this just to see whether people will enjoy the content or not. A lot of the 1/6 scale collectors do not collect statues, and these are really encroaching on that territory. These vehicles are getting to that territory, even though they're 6 scale, because they're fucking huge and they have a lot of depth to them. So I don't know. I mean, look, the only vehicle I have, and Dean would love this, I have Cloud's bike. I have Cloud's bike from Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm getting Cloud's bike from the new Advent Children one that's going to drop hopefully any day now. So I've seen photos and stuff, so hopefully it ships soon. But Dean, I mean, do we support these bigger vehicles? Because a lot of times we say we want these things, but I think I'm starting to maybe understand why Hot Toys has not made the N1 yet. Because I'm like, it's fucking huge. And it would be expensive and it would take up a lot of space. And would collectors really buy it, especially after season 3? Dean, do we support vehicles and creatures enough?
That is an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with vehicles, definitely. Because they're usually, again, just bikes. Now, there is a few cars, right? The Batmobile, the DeLorean. It's not Hot Toys, but the Ecto One. And I feel like people really have a soft spot for those. So I feel like vehicles, yes. Creatures, I'm not so sure. I mean, the blurg, I found so many blurgs for sale in the secondary market. Just
For
the
cheap
blurg
too.
by itself for pretty cheap, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, those clones just came out with the bikes, the bark speeders.
Yeah.
And those seem to be doing pretty well. Again, those are vehicles, not creatures. But I mean, we haven't really seen other than the blurg. What's the last creature we saw?
That's a good question.
I mean, Sideshow did the Tauntaun back in the day. They did the Dewback. They did
and there's a comment really good one from Mark. Sideshow made Jabba the Hutt. Like, for example, he would probably count because he's fucking huge.
Yeah. If I had the money to buy Jabba, I would have. I was pretty broke at the time.
And the space, bro. The space.
Yeah, but it's Jabba, bro. There's some stuff you gotta make room for.
I've had that, and I actually resold that back to Replay Toys because I didn't like it because it was so poorly done. It was a Sideshow piece, and it just was cheap.
That's true.
You got it as kind of a fill-in because you wanted a Jabba. Yeah,
I did. Yeah, and I'm like, ugh. I regretted that.
There's a possibility Hot Toys makes one. I mean, I think it's gonna happen eventually, but
yeah.
But I don't know. Go ahead, Dean. Sorry.
Yeah, creatures. All the ones I could think of are old Sideshow ones, and people hold on to those. They still have them and hold on to them. So I feel like the people that do support it go all in. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that say they want something, and then when it presents itself as an opportunity, maybe they like, oh, that's, I mean, this is how much? $700?
The Dewback's not bad. It's like a little under 500, I think. But I have a feeling shipping
for 700, you get the Trooper though.
Yeah, and I have a feeling the shipping is going to really hurt people on this one though, because if this guy's as big as he's listed to be, I think the shipping could be a little bit of a pricey boy.
Yeah, I got the.
I mean, my DeLorean was only like $50 shipped UPS.
I was about to say I got the bark speeder coming, and the shipping was $75.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Well, because I'm trying to think.
That box is probably going to be about half the size.
31-inch depth. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a little bit cheaper than I'm thinking. But again, like the other dimensions are different, but he has the depth of Drogon.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big fucking box. So
I mean, you could always order it through BBTS and get $4 shipping, but you're paying a little more on the back.
And you wait like a year and a half, but yeah.
Yeah.
But it's, because their BBTS is great, but they just get stuff so late. They get stuff so late, bro. Like,
what's crazy though? The past few things I've gotten from BBTS, I got, and they're like still listed as pre-order. So it's weird.
Yeah. Well, we got to
trickle stuff in. I guess it just depends on who's shipping it.
Dean, Jabba impression, bro. See, Kiko, I don't know if Kiko's ever got to see that before, but the 3% of ladies just fucking lost it, bro. They just lost it.
I fucking love Jabba. He's so fucking gross.
Yeah, he is, bro. He is. Well, guys, let us know in the chat whether you plan on supporting vehicles, creatures, stuff like that, so Hot Toys can make more of that. Because look, we want them to make more stuff, and if you really want that stuff and you have the space and the money, then why not? As long as you support it, that's the important part. So, guys, we got a super chat from Dr. No. Good to see you, Dr. No. Thanks so much, bro. Hey, guys, what are your current thoughts on the ROTJ, Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary? Do we have to wait till December? And what's the next announcement? Thank you. Dude, I honestly thought we would see more. Do you guys agree? I mean, I thought we'd see maybe like an Emperor, a Luke, or
got more One Piece stuff to put out, man.
I guess so, Kiko. I guess so, bro. But Kiko, what do you think? I mean, do you think there's going to be more 40th anniversary announcements for that one?
I mean, you certainly would think so, but I was thinking about this the other day, is that who muted me?
You're not muted. Yeah,
it says you've been muted. Anyway, the little banner came up. Anyway, The Empire Strikes Back is arguably the best Star Wars movie in the entire franchise. And there is so much from The Empire Strikes Back they've not done. Think about that. They've not done Bespin Han. They've not done Commander Skywalker. They've not done a new Yoda. They've not done any of the bounty hunters. You've gotten like 3 or 4 pieces from The Empire Strikes Back, and that's it. Arguably the biggest movie in the franchise. And then same with Return of the Jedi. The final installment, as you want to call it, of the Skywalker saga. And there's an entire castle filled of all kinds of creatures to make. There's an entire planet of little murder bears that would be super fun. I've told you I want a Chief Chirpa, I want a Tebow. I want those two.
Tim Tebow?
Tebow's the Ewok.
Oh, okay.
Look at it. He's the one that pokes Leia.
I was like, there's a okay, yeah. I played that on Star Wars Battlefront. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, the murder bear version.
Yeah, dude. So like you have the Ewok version.
Yeah.
You played it, Dean, where like you run around in the forest and the Ewoks just like fucking hunt you in the dark.
It's
really
pretty
fun.
sweet. Don't they have red eyes?
I think so. They're really scary, actually.
Pretty sweet.
They throw these like grenades at you and fuck you, and then just spear you. Yeah, it's rough.
But all that to say is that it's crazy that we've not gotten more of that. And the ones they've got given for the Return of the Jedi 50th or 40th is just a remake of Vader, yawn, and with that terrible light up head sculpt. That's terrible. And the Dick IC-3PO. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that I never heard him called the Dick Eye. Maybe you
called him that. Show. Yeah, he's got a dong hanging from his eye. It literally looks like a sling.
He does have a dong, bro. He does.
It's like
have a dong now
thick and like bulbous and hanging from his eye, just like this.
I mean, he should probably get that checked out.
Probably,
I would think so. I mean, Dean, do you expect to see anything else from Return of the Jedi 40th?
I mean, they just did a dewback, so
yeah.
I know that's a new hope, but I was like, maybe they would do a Jabba, but it's like, are they going to do 2 giant creatures that
they did the blur, bro?
But oh man,
that's when Mando was cool, though. Mando was a cash cow at that time. Now you can't
that was pre-season 3.
Moff DeLorean and his mid guards. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know. An Ewok pack would be cool. I know they've already done Wicket, but like a pack of them.
Like a 3-pack of Ewoks would be badass, man.
Yeah, and like the little baby Ewoks that are so
some
cute.
Walklings? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the price, but Star Wars is still hot right now, despite the properties not always being as hot.
Even like a ATST pilot would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
You could do like a 2-pack because they come in.
I mean, I think what people really want though is original trilogy shit. So I think Return of the Jedi obviously fits that mold, and I think people want more of it. I mean, it's like like Dr. No said, Artist and Luke. I mean, that could be one they do. I mean, maybe they finally get Mark Hamill right, and they root the hair or something, and they're like, here you go. But I think Han Solo is one. There must be a licensing issue. I don't know, but people really want another Han Solo. I mean, that's one for sure. Maybe another Chewbacca that doesn't look like a dog. That would be good, because the Force Awakens one was a little rough. But thank you so much, Dr. No, for the awesome super chat, bro. Appreciate you. Let's talk about something.